You can't build a fence here. This is community space. Lisa's voice was sharp enough to halt a cyclist mid-pedal. She stood barefoot on my lawn, clad in a bathrobe, brandishing a coffee mug like it was a court order. I was measuring my newly purchased side lot when she charged over, declaring war before 2 dog walkers and a landscaping crew. "This belongs to everyone," she snapped. I didn't shout or argue. I just grinned and said, "Then everyone's about to love my 6-foot privacy fence." That moment, Lisa's face morphing from righteous rage to stunned disbelief, as if her book club had been banned, was priceless. I wish I could have framed it on the fence she loathed. But let's backtrack, because the chaos leading to the showdown deserves the spotlight. 2 weeks earlier, my neighbor, a retired professor named Mr. Thompson, sold me his side lot, a vacant triangle next to my property, used for overflow parking during HOA events or Lisa's community yoga and wine nights. He offered me a fair price, and the deal closed quickly. That's when the madness began. Within a day of my crew unloading soil and tools, Lisa knocked on my door. No greeting, just a tight-lipped smile. "I noticed some digging," she said, head tilted like a wary hawk. I explained I was planting trees and extending my yard. She stared as if I'd confessed to building a casino. "You can't own that land." "It's for the neighborhood," she insisted, eyebrows defying GRAVYTI. I showed her the deed. She countered with, "The HOA handbook says shared lots stay accessible." That was my first red flag. Lisa fancied herself the HOA's unofficial queen, laminating rulebooks with her own sticky note amendments. I thought that was the end. I was wrong. The next morning, I found 3 people on my lot in camping chairs: Lisa, her crony Mike, who wore sunglasses indoors, and Susan, who once tried banning Christmas lights for energy waste. They claimed to be holding a community planning session. I told them to leave. Lisa handed me a typed lot vision plan. I laughed. They didn't. That weekend, I hosted a small barbecue. My yard was half finished, new grass laid, and a private property sign posted. 10 minutes in, Lisa appeared, filming and narrating like a budget reality star. "Here's a legal active VY on community land. No HOA approval." My friend Tom offered her a hot dog. She called him an enabler. She left when someone filmed her back. Then came her petition, demanding I remove fence posts that weren't even up yet. She went door to door, claiming I was stealing park space and lying that kids played there for years. She showed photos of random kids non-local. One neighbor said Lisa called me a yard monopolist. I admired her creativity, if not her sanity. I stayed calm and kept building, permits filed, everything legal. The day before construction, I caught Lisa chalking a traditional walking path on my lot, claiming it dated back to last Tuesday. I recorded it, all her arrows, painted rocks, and speech about shared spirit, and posted it online with, "Anyone else hear about my yard's ancient trail?" The neighborhood Facebook group erupted. The HOA president commented, "This isn't HOA sanctioned." Stop. Construction day arrived, and Lisa stood in front of the truck like a suburban martyr, ranting about shade laws, local wildlife, and neighborhood charm's death. The crew chief offered her a hard hat. She threatened to sue for emotional distress. I walked up, smiled, and said, "If this land's everyone's, they'll love my fence." I left her speechless, neighbors watching silently. The foundation was poured that day, but the real wall-off defiance was already up. Lisa treated the cement mixers like a war crime, watching from her porch with binoculars and a notebook. When the first post went in, she stormed over in a pink tracksuit, yelling about visual harmony violations. The crew ignored her. She handed them a fake stop work order with a canvas seal signed by the non-existent Neighborhood Aesthetics Council. The chief glanced at it and said, "We'll finish by Friday." Lisa stomped off. By day 3, the fence was a sleek stretch of treated wood. She took photos, muttering about neighborhood culture terrorism. That night, I noticed disturbed dirt near the foundation. Security footage showed Lisa at midnight, in a hoodie, trying to pull a rebar stake. She nearly fell into wet cement. I didn't report it yet. Instead, I posted a sign. "Smile, you're on camera." Hours later, she accused me of urban surveillance online. Neighbors responded with memes. One captioned, "Lisa, nighttime ninja." Then Lisa held a peace vigil by the fence with chairs, a thermos, and spa music. Her signs read, "Greed builds fences, love plants, gardens, and a sad squirrel sketch with animals need access. Even Susan told her to relax. Lisa's final stunt was an animal control complaint, claiming my Finch trapped squirrels. The officer, stifling laughter, saw footage of Lisa tossing acorns to prove wildlife active Waitai. He suggested a squirrel gate for her sanity. By Friday, the fence was Dunsitter-stained, flawless. Then I found community traders spray-painted in red. Footage showed a blurry Lisa in leopard pajamas. I sent copies to the HOA and my lawyer, then power-washed it clean. Monday brought a fake HOA fine for due law $750, citing visual obstruction and aura imbalance, signed by Community Aesthetics Director Lisa M. I laughed and called the HOA president, Greg, who sighed and called an emergency meeting. Lisa escalated with a neighborhood preservation newsletter, warning of emotional DVY shown from my fortress. She circled my fence in a photo, calling it an aggression shadow zone. Neighbors mocked it online, sharing their own Lisa stories like her scolding a kid for sidewalk-adjacent biking. At the HOA town hall, Lisa arrived in a power suit, ready to lecture on visual democracy. Greg cut her off, holding up her fake fine. "This is a forgery. You have no authority." Lisa stammered, "I'm protecting aesthetic values." Greg listed her violations: forgery, trespassing, harassment, and barred her from HOA roles. She left silently, humiliated. I hosted a Freedom Fence barbecue the next day, projecting Lisa's ninja footage. Neighbors laughed. Greg high-fived me. Lisa stayed inside. A week later, Lisa filed a restraining order, claiming my fence's aggressive aura and my barbecue caused her psychological distress. In court, she wore a neck brace, presented memes as cyberbullying, and called my projector surveillance. The judge dismissed it, saying, "Stop using courts for neighbor disputes." Then my lawyer sent Lisa a cease and desist for her fake fines and vandalism. She ignored it. That night, she smashed a lattice panel with a hammer. Footage caught her. I sent it to the HOA and police. Lisa's final act was a flatbed truck blocking the neighborhood entrance, with a "Stop the Fence" banner and protest music. Police towed it. She was fined. The next night, she attacked the fence with a sledgehammer, yelling, "This is for the community." Police arrested her for vandalism and mischief. The HOA banned her from committees and restricted her from my property. Her house went up for sale. She moved out quietly, leaving no trace but tire marks. The fence became a symbol of the Freedom Line. Kids painted a mural on it. Stars, dragons, flowers. It was raw, joyful. A letter appeared in the lattice, likely from Lisa. "I went too far. You were right to stand your ground. I hope the neighborhood heals." I tucked it away. Spring came. The mural grew. The HOA called the fence an art piece. New neighbors asked about it. I smiled. A long story with a happy ending. The fence stands not as conflict, but as peace, a boundary no one crosses, because now everyone knows where the line is.